bit of a cloudy Sunday morning compared with the weather we've had recently, nearly 30 degrees. And I'm out on my GSX-S 750, and I thought I'd just do a short review, or my opinion, of the bike now that I've owned it for about a month. I've done nearly 1,500 miles on it, so I'll just let it cool down a bit, because I've been just acting like a crazy person. And so yeah, I had it about a month, 1,500 miles. It's done its breaking in period, which is 600 miles for your first service, and you're only allowed up to 5,700 revs. After your first service you can do 8,500 revs, and once you reach 1,000 miles you can use all of it. I did follow the running in period like I did with my GSX 1250 when I bought that, and I don't know what my opinion is. A lot of people say after the initial service don't worry about the rest of it, but they want you to give it a running in period for a reason, so why not do it? So yeah, it's had the correct running in period, and bought it because the missus didn't get on with the 1250 or biking in general, and if she wants to return to it, I've still got the cruiser at the moment, the XVS 1300, that we can both go out on, but she was a bit cramped on the Bandit, the 1250. Well, it wasn't a Bandit, it was a GSXS, GSX 1250 FA, which was a Bandit with a fairing, full fairing. She's a bit cramped on that, so anyway, I thought after owning it for sort of 3.5–4 years, I'd buy a bike for me and not for us, and this is what I decided on. I did a bit of research and looked at other motors like the MT09. You got the MT07, obviously the 1000cc version of this, the MT10, which has just come out, very nice, but I'm an average rider. Some days are more average than others, we all have them, and I'd never use the full power of a 1,000. Let's have a sit down. I'd never use the full power of a 1000cc. I'll probably never use the full power of this 750, but it's a lot more fun. You have to get up there in the rev range. It fires into some good life, about 6,000 revs, and just acts like an animal right the way through to 12. And it's a lot of fun. It's immense fun going up down the gearbox. The 1250 that I had, so torquey, was it 110 newton meters of torque or something? You sit in 6th gear at 30 mile an hour and open it up. You didn't need the gearbox as such. It was almost automatic. Look at the beard on this fella. ZZ Top cycling, unbelievable. Anyway, yeah, never used all the power, and it was a heavy beast as well. I think that came in at about 275 kilos wet, whereas this is, I think they book it about 210, 215, and the way it's planted just makes it seem even lighter than that. But in comparison to the 1250, I mean, it's like it's going from a cruiser to a moped, really. Yeah, so the decision was a naked, which obviously it's going to be a commuter bike as well, so when it rains, when the shit weather's about, I'm going to get covered with no protection, but also it's helping me keep my speed down. On the 1250 to and fro work, I'd sort of sit 100 mile an hour on cruise. This one, comfortable about 80, and that's a good thing with the new systems they got in place for taking your license off you very easily. And of course the fines, the mega fines that they're doing now, you got to find fun in other places, and that was one of the reasons for this. Naked, kept my speed down, but then when you hit the twisties, you got maximum fun. You know, it's very flickable, very lightweight, and as I say, I'm an average rider. I don't do track days, but I go out and I go home with a smile on my face, and that's to me what biking is all about. And this puts a massive smile on my face. I know I've only owned it a month, so I'm a little bit biased at the moment, but like today, I've had a little bit of cruise round, and then I've come hammering through all these little country lanes while it's still a little bit quiet, and really enjoyed myself. So, specs. It's 115 brake horsepower, or just under, with just about 60 newton meters of torque, and I don't know where that comes in, probably about 7,000 or 8,000 revs or something. Low down, it's a typical inline 4. It's very smooth, the power's very predictable, but as I say, once you kick it, get up to about 6,000 revs, the power comes on, and you don't have to wait for it. As I say, you go up and down the gearbox, play some tunes, and it's a beast. It really just wants to get going and live in those high revs, and it's a beautiful reward. I've got the standard exhaust on it still, and I'm in two minds of changing it. I can't find another exhaust in this lovely matte black. Oh, that's hot. Yeah, I can't find a aftermarket exhaust in this matte black. Whether Suzuki will come out with an aftermarket Yoshimura in this matte black so it still suits the bike, I don't know. So it's very quiet, which my neighbours are appreciating. And on the flip of that, because it's so quiet, when you get in those high revs and give it a handful, it rewards you with a very nice deep induction noise, which is lovely, which I'm really enjoying. But then, as I say, I've only had it a month, so I would be still enjoying it, wouldn't I? Yeah, so it's got that lovely induction note to it. Can't fault the ride. It does tilt you forward into more of a sporty position than, say, I don't know, the MT-09. I think is a more sit up, more of a sort of a wheelie prone. And this one, you do camber forward a little bit more into a bit more of a sports mode. And I don't know, it's just, I've had some days, a couple of weeks back, I did about 250 to 300 miles in a day. Yeah, I had a couple of breaks, but arse was fine, wrists were fine, and I do suffer with weight, you know, the weight transfer on my wrists and that, and this has been top notch for that, no problem at all. Oh yeah, this is the GSX-S 750Z Phantom, which for a few hundred quid you can have it all black. And as they state on my 1250, the pegs and that were prone to rusting up. Obviously these with a bit of paint on them shouldn't be too bad. It's getting a bit dry. Bad owner. What else can I say? Oh yeah, it's got the upgraded brakes. It's got the Nissan 4 pots, 2 on the front. I'm not sure whether it is a Nissan on the back actually. I'm still not sure. Looks more like a... no, it's a Nissan. So it's got the Nissan 4-pots at the front, which are an amazing upgrade. I've never driven a bike with Brembos, which everybody raves about, but these over the Tokiko brakes that I had on the 1250 are amazing. The power of them and the feel of them, just a massive upgrade. Love it. Again, inspires confidence to leave your braking to later and all the rest of it. What else have I got? I put the engine, oh I didn't, they did, the crash bungs on it, just in case. Being that I dropped my 600 recently and I dropped the 1250 a few years back, so bit of a learning curve. But just in case it happens again, got the engine bungs on there and heated grips ready for the winter. So yeah, the only thing I will say with it is the snatchy throttle, especially when you're round town and that. If you hit a few bumps, it can catch you out. It is that sharp. It's eager, should I say. But there you go, there's my my 750. I'll give you a bit of footage of me chasing around. But yeah, lovely bike. I have used it for commuting and it's more than adequate. The weather we've been having recently, I've got what, a 13-mile trip to work. I think Thursday coming home, the trip was 51 miles. So it does encourage you to get out and play around the back streets. Looks, I like it. I do like it. It's got a good face to it. Probably not as mean as the Kawasaki Zs or the MTs of the Yamaha, but no, gorgeous, and all in black, even more gorgeous. And I don't know where I'll go with the tail tidy and go down the usual routes of what everyone else does. I'll probably get possibly get a bit more protection, perhaps the axle bobbins or bungs, whatever they're called. I don't know. Take these rear pegs off, because there's no way the missus is going on the back of it. That's not me saying she ain't going on it because it's my new bike. That's me saying there's no way. You should definitely eat that saddle. How rude. Right, so dash wise, you've got full mileage, 2 trip meters. Yes. This is to adjust the brightness of the screen, LCD screen, by the way. I like the way it's 0 miles an hour and in neutral, and it tells you it's on. It's the little things in my head. Traction control, which is on 2 at the moment. Press your select button and go through it. So you've got off, 1, 2 and 3. Let's put it back in 1. Press select again and that'll keep that in. And when you turn it off and on again, it's where it's put. There's none of this having to adjust it every time you get on it. Obviously temperature gauge, rev gauge, digital rev gauge, which I don't mind. I do prefer an analog one, but I don't mind it. I really don't. And a clock, which I like. I like a clock on my screen. So yeah, there you go. It's meant to average, I don't know, 50 miles to the gallon. So what we've got on a tank, it's telling me I've got a range of 48 miles. I've done 72, so 120 something. 18, yeah, 120 it's telling me, but most of that has been driven hard round the country lanes in the high revs, so I wouldn't expect anything less. They reckon 150 to a tank, and I could see you getting that no problem. Probably 170, maybe even push 200 if you did ride like a let's try a politically correct one instead of being rude. If you was to drive like oh, it's very difficult not to be rude. If you was to drive like a very good citizen who loves his highway code and lives by it, how's that? That'll do. Yeah, so as I say, the LCD screen itself, brilliant. Much clearer than the one on the Bandit that I had, and obviously there's a lot more detail on there. You can adjust the traction control on the fly. You just have to pull the clutch in, and then your standard controls, horn, indicators, all as the flasher light at the top here, and also that's your main lights as well, which I thought was quite novel. Takes another switch. Obviously the main beam used to be here, so they've stuck that on there and got your selector. And these are quite nice. That's a better feel to the light, a good solid click. This, not so sure. And then your hazard lights are over here. Starter, and obviously engine off. Got the heated grips fitted, as I said, the Oxfords. Wing mirrors are pretty darn good. They look huge, and because I had the fully faired Bandit, obviously the mirrors were out here somewhere on the fairing, so I'm trying to get used to this. I'm not sure whether they'll survive or whether they go bye-bye and I'll put bar end mirrors on it or something. Don't know, but at the moment, rear visibility really good. Bit of elbow here, but all this, the main width of the mirror, good rear view. What else have we got? You obviously your all normal positions on there, off, lock and park light. It's got the Suzuki one push start, so you push it once and that's it. You don't have to lean your finger on it. You push it once and it starts. So that's it, it starts. There's your rev counter. You can have that the other way around, so it's the dark bit is your revs and the rest of it's clear. But I've got it like that. I might change it back in, I might not. What else has it got? It's got the easy, what the bloody hell they call it? It's not start assist, move assist, easy move, driving away assist. I'll show you. Let's get off this shit. So, watch the revs. We're on 1,000 revs, clutch in gear, and as you pull out the clutch, it just revs it a little bit, like a stall assist. And before I adjusted the throttle up, there must have been 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch play in it, which kept catching me out. It did assist, because obviously I'd given it a bit thinking I was revving and it wasn't there. Another downside of a quiet exhaust and a deaf old man riding, and it wasn't there. There was a couple of times I did actually stall it because I never gave it enough, but there you go. Early days and all that, but that's the that's to assist you getting away or assist you in not stalling, which neither here nor there really, just another feature. as I say, you are cantered forward in that aggressive style, but it's not too much, you know what I mean? I can properly lean back, take all the weight off, no problem at all. Or if you are playing on the twisties, you're already in that forward lean position to start giving it some. I don't know whether you'll get the induction noise. Oh, gravelly. It is quite intoxicating. Intoxicating? There's a word you've never used to describe your induction. You crazy fool. Anyway, that's enough out of me about the GSX-S 750. It's time to go home for a coffee and have a chat with my daughter in Australia. So yeah, ride safe. And if you're not riding safe, don't get caught and don't crash. No, that's wrong, isn't it? Ride safe, even when you're being a lunatic. Is that wrong? I shouldn't promote that, should I? I in no way promote dangerous or psycho behaviour whilst riding a motorcycle or any other time. But if you're going out there and having fun, respect the road and respect other users of the road. Oh, come on. Bloody hell. You don't stop on a roundabout and wave people across. There's rules to this shit. There's rules. There's rules of the road. There's time to break them, there's time to not. And that was just silliness. Drain. But yes, ride safe. And I'll catch you next time. It's easy to turn off as well, look. Hang on, if you can get your glove off. There you go. Don't get that on a lot of bikes. Just turn the key and it turns off. Amazing innovation. Park that too close. lock it or lose it. We all know just how bad the thieving situation is at the moment. Yes, I know, scratching up my wheels.